How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. It ended up having a pullback inside of the market. And I know many of you are going to be like, yo, Dre, we want to get that update video. We want to make sure we're prepared going into tomorrow. And then plus on top of that, while I was putting this video together, there is a big time update that came out, and I'm going to be sharing that as well. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. And of course, due to the fact we had the recent news that did come out, I want to make sure you do some more homework and some more due diligence if you are thinking about going into a position. And then we're going to be taking a look going on Fintel at the short interest information. Are shorts still heavily vested in this play? This is one thing we need to figure out because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, were institutions loading up on shares? Was there a lot of buying on the retail side? We're going to figure that all out. And then when all of that is done, we're going to go into the final thoughts and as well as a recent update that I want to share with you guys as well. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $7.78, being down 6.49%. On the low, it tested $7.48, and then on the high, testing $8.32. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 37.151 million shares, and then for the average volume over 10 trading days being at 62.72 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we ended up having pressure on the overall stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 58.59. And when we take a look at the moving averages on our chart, we have strength above the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So this is good to see, and it's part of the reason why I'm still fairly bullish when it comes to this play. So as far as where we tested on the low, right around 748. And you can see very clearly here, this is an area of support we've seen back on September the 27th, and as well over here back on September the 21st. So keeping this in mind and going into tomorrow, you'd want to see this particular level hold up if it decides to pull back again, right? Now, as far as the bullish case scenario is, we did end up seeing a high of $8.32, and you can see very clearly this has been an area of resistance in the past again. So keeping this in mind, if we're able to actually pass this level at $8.32, that's where I'm going to be looking forward to seeing that move to see if we can get to $8.93 and then get to past that $9 range. Of course, we know $9 is a psychological area for BBIG. There's a lot of profit taking here, a lot of selling pressure. So this is why volume is so important when it comes to this particular play. So now that you guys have an idea of what price action to look for, knowing the support and as well as the resistance, now you just got to match it up with a good game plan in regards to your setup. So now let's jump into the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for BBIG. So as we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we can see here for October the 19th, we have Belvedere Trading LLC that has a put position where they put in their filing. We also see they had a call position as well. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 35.09, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 14.6 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 60,000, updated 22 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate being at 89.27, so that is significant there. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio for the close of the 15th, it was at 53.56, and then for the close of the 18th being at 35.09. So that is quite the difference there. So what that tells us, yes, shorts have covered some of their positions, but at the end of the day, this play does continue to have short squeeze potential. What we normally look for is 21% or higher, and of course BBIG fulfills that criteria. Plus on top of that, at that short borrow fee rate being that high, again, things are still continuing to look good, and it's why, you know what, I feel like there's still some more interest left in this stock to make some moves to the upside. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we could see here on the inflow, it was 63.97, and then on the outflow, it was 70.32. Taking a look at the breakdown, it was 1.66 on the large. On the medium, it was 45.94, and then on the small, it was 16.37. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 2.76, and on the medium, it was 52.37, and then on the small, it was 15.19. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, October the 19th, being at 1,102.86. So what this tells us, there is a lot of institutions who are selling out of their positions. But when we take a look at the breakdown for the other categories, we can see on the small, there is a lot of buying on the retail side. So this is great to see. And then as far as when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling. And of course, on the large, we had more selling as well. So taking in everything that we just covered, you guys already know with BBIG, it comes with a lot of volatility. And why I was saying you want to make sure that you're doing your homework. And if you were paying attention, what we've been doing inside of the technical analysis, you've been able to find the right price points and you had no reason to be chasing this stock up. Another thing that I want to be clear about, yes, there has been some changes in regards to when the news update came out and the way the stock has been performing in after hours, and I will be jumping into that right now into the final thoughts. You know what? Let's do it. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, like I promised earlier in the video, we're going to be going over the recent update that came out in after hours. Vinco Ventures reports that on October the 15th, CEO Christopher Ferguson and CFO Brett Roman tendered their resignations. Christopher Ferguson tendered his resignation as the company's chief executive officer, effective October 25th, 2021, and chairman of the board of directors effective October 19th, 2021. Brett Roman, the company's chief financial officer and treasurer, tendered his resignation as an officer of the company effective November 4th, 2021, and has accepted the position of chief financial officer and treasurer of Cryptide, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of the company. Plus, on top of that, as far as for the spinoff, it has been delayed. So this is part of the reasons why we ended up having an overreaction inside of the after hours, and I know many were actually able to take advantage of that dip. So as far as the price action is concerned going into tomorrow, I'm going to want to see it being able to hold up the $6 level. If it falls below 6, I feel like there's going to be a lot of interest when it comes to buying. But if you're going to decide to get into a position, I just want you to know what you're getting yourself into. And what I mean by that, do your homework, do your due diligence, know what is going on before taking a position. Don't just blindly go out there and buy shares. This is very essential, and you should be doing this for every single stock you decide to hold a position in, especially if you're looking at it as an investment. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, of course, this play does continue to have short squeeze potential written all over it. Even when you take a look at the short borrow fees, we cover that all inside of the short interest part of this video. You can check that out again. So this is why I'm going to continue to keep this play on the radar. And another thing is keep an eye on the overall volume. See what it's looking like. It does have an impact on the stock, and especially with this news that we just got, you want to make sure as far as your entry is concerned, if you are considering it, you're making sure you're getting in at the right price. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.